to another episode of Coffee and Canvas. So you see, got something a little different up here today. Take a sip and I'll explain to what I'm doing. So a little while back, before I started doing the YouTube thing, I decided I wanted to make a table. But I didn't want to make just any table. I just thought, I'll make it shaped like a guitar body. And so I went and bought some poplar and some oak, and I got it all put together, cut out, planed down, sanded smooth and everything. And well, it turns out that it's kind of a difficult place or shape to put a platform or a base on it and it be sturdy. So I decided, well, it was still cool looking. I figured I would go ahead and turn it into a wall hanger. And then I decided, well, it'd be really cool if I turned it into a clock. So I drilled a hole in it, and there's on the other side I cut out a spot for all the clock parts to go in. And I was like, then I got thinking, you know, it'd be really cool if I put a painting on that, which is a more recent idea. So what I've done is I've taped off the parts I don't want paint to get on, and had to think back to high school geometry and try to figure out how to make an ellipse using a compass. I figured it out eventually. Took me a few minutes to remember, but and I cut out the ellipse and just left that bit of wood exposed. And well, before I get too far, once I had it finished sanded, I stained the whole thing. It was an English chestnut stain, and so it was real pretty underneath the tape, which we're going to save that for the reveal at the end. But gotta keep you tuned in somehow, right? So anyway, so I've got it taped off, I've got the ellipse cut out, and then I painted the inside of it with a couple coats of black gesso, because I wanted to make sure, since wood's porous, I wanted to make sure I kind of got those pores filled, because I want my paint to be able to stick to it, and I don't want it to just suck right into the wood. That would make me upset for the amount of time, and that wood's not exactly cheap. So anyway, another thing I did was I marked out with these little hash marks where for where the numbers would be on the clock. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're not trying to make some precision timepiece. We're just making an art piece. But we do want to try to. I'm going to try to make it to where you can still read the clock. We're close enough is good enough for what we're doing. So if you ever wonder how to map out a clock face, it's every 30 degrees. So between 12 and 3, that makes a 90-degree angle. So you got 1, 2, 3. So you got 3 triangles inside that 90. So 90 divided by 3 is 30. So, and you just go 30 degrees all the way around, and you can map out a perfect clock face every time. So if you ever want to try to do that. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be fun and interesting, and I really hope this works because, well, like I said, that wood wasn't cheap. So let's try to keep it fairly simple. Alright, so the colors I'm using today, I've got some titanium white, I got some phthalo green, I got phthalo blue, Prussian blue, midnight black, dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, alizarin crimson, Indian yellow, mauve, and a little dab of bright red. So let's go ahead and get started. I was trying to think of some ideas to put on here, because I don't have a very large space to work. And so when in doubt, just flip through some Bob Ross, and he can give you some great ideas. So I came across the Northern Lights oval, his painting, and So this is going to be inspired by that. I'm not trying to do the exact thing. I just watched the episode and just to memory best I could to generally what he was doing. If you try to do exact, it'll drive you nuts. Just you're really looking for the concepts more than anything. Once you learn how to make a tree, you know how to make a tree. You know how to make different types of skies and concepts. It's more concepts than anything. You know, a rock, once you know how to make a rock, you can make a rock. Once you know how to make a mountain, you can make a mountain. And then you just decide where you want to put those things. And just a few different little rules here and there, you know. But, you know, it's allows you to be free and let it go, let it flow, just let it flow. All right, so try to think the best way to do this. So my goal is to be able to look at the clock and know what time it is clearly without having to think too much about it, but not necessarily know why. Because it's like so we're going to, since a painting is really an illusion anyway, you're creating what appears to be depth or a 3D on a 2D surface. So why not, let's try to put another illusion within the illusion that we're making. Not to get too meta there. So how can we do that? We're going to try to do is use different objects in our painting to line up with our different hash marks here we have for the numbers. So it actually will line up, and the idea is is that your brain will fill in the rest, fill in the gaps, and just from memory. Okay, so that's the idea anyway. So I don't know how exactly I want to do this. How about start off with okay, let's see. Start off with with our 1-inch brush. We're just kind of keep smaller brushes today. Probably may not even use the 2-inch brushes. Maybe a little bit, but not a whole lot. So it's a small area. It's easier to do with a smaller brush. So our 1-inch would basically be like our 2-inch brush. So probably be cleaning it a lot today. So let's go ahead and get into some phthalo green. That's a nice transparent color. Okay. And let's go between, yeah, here we go. We'll go between, oh yeah, I've also got a nice, very thin coat of liquid clear on here. So we're not painting on a dry surface. But very thin. So once you put it on there, wipe off the excess with a paper towel and you'll be good to go, because a little bit goes a very long way. So let's go between 9 and 10, or maybe up a little bit beyond 10, with the phthalo green. And we'll go down to the center here. So you want to move on me, I better be careful. I don't want it falling off on me. Just kind of brush it on there nicely. Let's bring it up to about between 10 and 11 here. We use clock time, like when we use the times, just kind of help guide us a little bit here. Be a fun little experiment here. Okay. That's a nice, this phthalo green is real nice transparent, you know. When you get, and it stays looking dark when you put it on that black surface. It's really neat. Okay, so, tell you what, let's go into this phthalo blue a little bit here. Might as well. Like the blue will seriously overpower that green, but I don't necessarily want to mix that green with the crimson because then it kind of gets a little bit of a grayish color, a little brownish a little bit too. So this blue here, let's go right over here. We'll keep 9 and 3 our horizon. Okay, just like that. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. A little bit more on there. So we get this on here, we'll be able to really play and let the magic take over. Because it really is magical. Okay, there's a good spot there. And you know what? Let's go ahead and get into this mauve here. And load that up. We're gonna put the mauve right over here. Now the mauve is semi-transparent, so you're going to see a little bit more, but that's okay. It still stays nice. It's a nice dark color, so it'll stay nice and dark on that surface too. But all right, let's go ahead and clean this brush here, and oh, you know, before I do that. Let's get back into the phthalo blue. Same dirty brush, same dirty brush. That blue is strong, so it'll overpower. And we'll just go ahead and put down here along the bottom some blue. To our horizon. There we go. And let it come down here like that. Smooth out our brush strokes. Alright, go ahead and clean this brush real quick. Alright. That's nice and dry. Let's go ahead and get into this alizarin crimson. We need some crimson in that sky there. Ooh, yeah. Okay, let's put some crimson right up here. Got it up there, kind of have all sorts of neat colors in here. It's gonna be all right. Crimson down there. Alright. Clean this brush again and get to the magic part. Alright. So this is where our little hash marks for the time is going to come in very handy. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to take our fan brush here and we're going to get into this titanium white. Alright, just now the reason I decided to go with Northern Lights is because I can knock out a whole bunch of times at very quickly and very easily, and then I just got a couple to figure out how to make it work. Simplify it a little bit. It's like, you know, you kind of think of doing 12 different little things, but that can get real busy and complicated. Like initially I was kind of thinking about maybe doing a little solar system, have the sun in the middle, and have planets and moons and stars, make up the numbers, but I'm like, this is kind of a small area, so I might get a little bit jumbled, but I think with the northern lights, I can have it not be so jumbled. At least that's the idea. So let's figure out where we want to put these guys here. So, and they're just like curtains, and so with some white paint on our fan brush here, let's start with let's see, we'll start with at 11, because as Spinal Tap would say, this one goes to 11. And if you haven't seen Spinal Tap and you're in the mood for a really silly movie, check that one out. They really don't get much sillier than this is Spinal Tap. Okay, we can make these as bright as we want. Just kind of tap some paint on there. Okay. Now let's see, that's 11. Well, let's go up here to 12. This would be really colorful. That's good. I really want it to stand out. So let's go up to the 1 o'clock here. Or actually, you know what? Maybe this. Well, yeah, let's go up to this 1 o'clock here. Come on down there. What's so fun about northern lights, they can be all sorts of colors. So you're only limited by your imagination. And they're real easy to make, and they're really fun, especially on these black canvases there. Maybe we got, this guy comes over here like this, a little bit off that 10 o'clocks. And it flips around like this here. And maybe this one. There we go. Just like that. Now let's go ahead and set this brush down for now, and let's go ahead and go back to our 1-inch brush. Nice, dry and clean. Yes, nice, dry and clean. And we're going to go around here, and we're going to just kind of flick up on these, just kind of upwards. Up. Kind of flick it up. Try to keep them going the same direction. Now we can really brighten this up. But first, I want to get that initial. There we go. let's go ahead and take our dry 2-inch brush here since it's nice and dry. We're just gonna lightly go over this. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's cool. That looks really cool. All right. Very pretty. Very pretty. All right. So, I have to adjust this light a little bit because I'm getting some weird reflections. It's making it hard for me to see. Oh, that's better. You still see me? All right, yeah, you can still see me. It was just too bright. I was getting some weird little shiny stuff going on. That guy's bugging me too. There we go. Not so much, well, yeah, you can kind of still see it, I guess. That's too direct on, maybe. Oh, I know. Yellow light, does that help? Not a whole lot. Well, you can still see it on there. I guess that's, if I rotate this a little bit. There we go. You still see that? Alright, good. Good thing is now I can see it too. I'll adjust the light here a little bit so we can see it a little clearer. But alright. Let's see. Let's go ahead and, well, let's just go ahead and take this one here, and let's just get into, let's see here. Just a touch of phthalo blue. That's not right. I know what I need to do. Okay. Let's get creative. Okay, let's take some titanium white. We'll just slap it right there. And let's take some Prussian blue and we'll put it right there. We'll mix it up real nice. Oh, there, that's pretty. It's a very nice color. Okay. Now let's take this fan brush here. Take a clean fan brush and let's load it up with this Prussian blue and white. Okay, we still want it kind of light, but Prussian blue is a little bit darker than that. Than the phthalo blue. So let's go ahead and get that loaded up. Okay, and so let's remember our horizon line is going to be there. So we're going to try and hide that hole a little bit, but let's put a few little trees in here. using the corner of the brush, make some really cool looking little trees. Now this does feel quite a bit different on wood. It doesn't give like the canvas does, and it doesn't feel like the canvas does, so I'm hoping that it turns out alright. That's all we can do sometimes is hope. That one goes up like that. There we go. Okay, let's set that down for now, and let's clean this fan brush here up real quick. Okay, now let's get into some titanium white here. We'll load that brush up. Alright, so let's put a little snow in here. Not getting the amount of paint on there off that I want. Go ahead and get into this 1-inch brush so I can get more paint on there. Alright. Oh gosh, that's about to fall. Okay. Guess I gotta hold on to this thing. Apparently the easel's not designed to hold a big old chunk of wood like this. That's alright. Let's put the palette in my lap. Won't have as much of my arm after I'm done here. keep the shoreline right here at the 7, edge of the shore here. That'll be our 7. Okay. And then we'll go down here to the 5. There we go. Alright. Let's set that down like that. So we got our horizon being 9 and 3. And ooh, maybe not. Well, you'll be able to tell. Those are the 2 the easiest times. And so we have 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 and 9 is good. We have something down here for 7, something down this edge here to take care of 5. So we need something for 4, and we need something for 8 o'clock. Alright, so let's okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get just a touch of liquid clear and drop it on there like that. And just kind of thin that up a little bit. I'm going to take this fan brush here with a little bit of phthalo blue and some white, titanium white, a little dab of liquid clear, kind of thin it up a little bit. And let's just put a couple little highlights on these guys back here. Just a couple little, not too much, just a couple little sparklers. Nighttime, so whatever light we're getting is coming off the northern lights, so just a few sparklers. We don't want to kill our dark areas, but this does give it a little bit of definition. This is just phthalo blue, titanium white, with a little dab of liquid clear. Now let's couple little grassy guys in there. Okay. I like it. I like it. Works for me. Now let's maybe we'll have a little, maybe we have a little guy hiding out right here. And he comes down. So you know what, I'll come back to that. I will come back to that. Let me set this down. And let's go ahead and take this dirty brush here that had the Prussian blue and white. Let's go ahead and clean that one off. let's get into, let's see. Oh, I didn't get into it. How about we get into the Midnight Black and Prussian Blue. We'll just mix them together right here to get nice and dark. Okay. I'll get that loaded up. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's put a little happy little tree right here. He's a nice big guy. Okay. And then it'll be kind of hard to see first because it's pretty dark, but we're going to bring this guy. Get a little bit of paint thinner on there just to help it stick. A thin paint will stick to a thick paint. And that'll take us down. We'll stop right here at the 8 o'clock. So the base of this tree will be 8 o'clock. I kind of made the top of this tree lined up with 10 o'clock. So that's the idea behind that. So now let's go back to our nice highlight color. Just add a little touch paint thinner, a little touch, thin that up a little bit. Now let's put some highlight on this guy. Just using the corner of the brush, back and forth, back and forth. Don't kill your dark areas. Okay, and that's a happy little tree right there. Quite lovely looking, I think. Now we need something over here for the 4 o'clock. You know what we should do? Maybe it'd be kind of nice to have a little cabin there. That'd be kind of cool. So let's figure out where we want our cabin. And yeah, let's have it right. Yeah, so the cabin's going to be, let's go right there. And just kind of mark it off with the I'm just using a small knife here. I'm just kind of removing some excess paint. But it also does a nice job of mapping out cabin. Okay, so let's go ahead and take some of this Van Dyke Brown. Okay. And put a little Eve, like that. And then we can have another one that comes right. Set this down right here for a second. I can hold on to this guy. I want to hold still. And maybe another one that goes right there, like, boop. Then it comes back like this, boop, and connect, boop. Little sound effects help too. They do help. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Still working on getting better at making little cabins. Definitely easier on canvas. That is for sure. But with a little bit of patience and a little bit of doing a little cabinectomy, we can get the results we want. Like I said, we're not trying to make a precision timepiece, we're just getting the general location. Alright, so clear that off, and let's put a little snow on here. Grab it right up here. Build up the snow out in the middle of the wilderness there. It's a lot of snow out there. Okay. Now let's put a little dab on this eave here. Let's put a little nice little ridge up here up top. There's a nice bit of snow up there. Pulled up here too on this eave. Now let's take some dark sienna, some white, it nice and marbled. Get a little roll on your knife here. Pull it straight down, just like that. Straight down, just like that. Alright. Okay. Now, it's looking pretty cool already, I think. Alright, let's put a little door on this guy. Let's go ahead and get into this midnight black. I don't need near that much. Let's put a little get a little roll on that short edge there. I don't need a big old door on there. Just like that. Got a little door. Now let's just take a little bit of black paint and just kind of touch it on there. Give it a few little boards on there. Okay, just like that. Yeah. Okay. Quick little cabinectomy. Clean that up a little bit there. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, this wouldn't be right not to have. Need some. It's dark out. We got to have some sort of little light going on there. So let's go ahead and get in this Indian yellow, which we haven't used yet, and just on that short edge there, I put a little bit of that didn't come out very well at all. Okay, let's try something else. Let's take our filbert. Let's take our a filbert brush, small filbert brush here. We'll get a little bit of little paint thinner. Get into this Indian yellow, and let's just go ahead and dab on a little light. There. Not really showing up, that's okay. Maybe it's just a night light. I'm gonna make this door a little bit more prominent though. There we go. Got a little door. Okay. I'm gonna do that thing to death if I don't just leave it alone. Alright, let's go ahead and get into our 1-inch brush here, and let's go ahead and clean that up a little bit. So you know what? Use this fan brush. could have landed where there wasn't plastic on the floor. All right, let's set that down here. Now, let's do something with this down here. Okay, let's go ahead and take our 1-inch brush and maybe we got some reflections in this water. Okay, pull straight down. Lightly. Okay. And you know what we need? Maybe we got a little snow-covered rock right here. That'll mark that. Okay, maybe there's another. Another little snow-covered rock right there too. Reflections there. Oh, you know what? You have a nice healthy rock down here at the bottom. Let's get some Van Dyke Brown. You got a nice big, mighty big rock there. Okay. And let's see. Interesting highlight color. Too much stuff in my hands and have to try to hold on to this guy. Okay, let's see here. Let's that's a cool little rock down there at the bottom. Okay, let's oh well, shoot, why not? Let's have a little bit of fun here. Let's get into this paint thinner here and get into what we got left of this white on our palette here. Really load this liner brush up. Let's give a little grassy guys going on there. kind of neat if we put, if we do little icicles. Maybe. There. You look closely, they're there. All right. And gotta. Okay. Well, I think that's a pretty cool looking little painting. If I do say so myself, and I do. Take a little sip. Alright, so we got something for 12. We got something for 1, 2. Well, that'd be fine. Maybe there's like a little. Stop messing with it before I mess it up. Alright, let's go ahead and pull this tape off of here and see what we got. I'm really excited about this part. Or I guess I could sign it real quick. Yeah, let's go ahead and sign it real quick. Nice and thin, just like ink. Okay, I'm going to do this nice and small down here. There we go. Good thing my name's short. The side. Okay, down there at the bottom. Set this down and let's go ahead and pull this tape off of here. I'm really excited about this part. Very, very cool. Very cool. I think it's really pretty. Make sure I don't have excess paint on my hands. Alright, let's see what this guy looks like once I peel the tape off of it. I'm going to rotate this down so you can see what we're doing here. Alright. Just start here on the side. That's as good a place as any to start. I hope this works. I really do. This took a fair amount of effort getting this all ready to paint. So peel this off. See how nicely that English chestnut reacted to the poplar. You'll be able to tell where the red oak was because it didn't really lose much of its redness. Let's see. Nice and gently now. This is where, this is right on the edge of the painting here. Oh gosh. I hope I didn't mess this thing up. Oh. Masking tape's supposed to be easy. So why isn't it being easy for me? So far, so good. I'm glad you all could, you're able to witness me struggling with tape. Some great content, I know. Alright, here goes. Nice and gently. We don't want to mess that up. Whew. So cool so far. I really like how that mauve ended up. I'm glad I added that in there. Let's see, leave that one there for now. And go to this other side here. Alright. Very entertaining, I'm sure. At least I hope it is. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I got tape all sticking to my fingers, and oh, it's a mess. So far, the painting is holding up. Come back, clean that. I may have to speed this part up. Because this is going to be a long video of me just peeling tape. I'm peeling tape longer than I'm actually painted this thing. X-Acto knife out here because I cannot seem to get that little piece of tape up. Well, how cool is that? Let me see if I can get it. There we go. There we go. That is very, very cool. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let this dry, and then we're going to put the clock parts in there, and we'll finish this video up. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, so I just realized that I forgot to do something to this, and I'm going to do it real quick before this dries, and I forgot to put in some water lines, so it kind of makes it hard to see where the water really is. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that real quick. I don't think that'll be an issue though. Okay, so set that there for now. I'll go ahead and get into this. Oh, that thing's on there tight. Get a little bit of liquid white on here. Just a little bit. And yeah, just okay. Let's there we go. Give it a little sparkle. That looks a lot better. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and let this dry now. Alright, so I gave this a few days and let it dry, and I got the clock parts put in there. You can see the hands, a little second hand moving. There we go. There's a good view of it. But I think it turned out pretty cool. Was a little difficult painting on the wood. It was a real slick surface and hard, and anyway, just took a little extra finesse, and it turned out pretty cool, I think. But I hope you enjoyed this little video, and don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Until next time, be good to each other, and remember, be creative.